Thank you for staying tuned. Niger Delta Today. Well, let's delve straight into the conversation of the day. All eyes are on Akwa Ibom State, particularly the House of Assembly, where lawmakers have just returned from their recess to face a weighty task, considering Governor Omoino's 695 billion naira supplementary budget, amongst other activities that takes place in the House of Assembly, which pushes, of course, the state's 2025 budget to a record 1.65 trillion naira. Now, what does this mean for development priorities, fiscal discipline, and, of course, the lives of ordinary citizens? We'll be unpacking that and much more on today's program. With lawmakers resuming plenary, the debate is more about how the budget will be implemented and what it means for fiscal planning in a state already running one of the biggest sub-national budgets in Nigeria. So let's set the stage with our guest. Joining us now is the chairman of the House Committee on Information in the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. His office plays a critical role in bridging the legislature with the public, shaping how citizens understand the work of their lawmakers, ensuring transparency and strengthening the image of the Assembly as a people's house. Now, as chairman, he not only oversees legislative communication, but also helps drive public engagement and key policies, including today's focus being the supplementary budget and its implications for the state. House Committee Chairman, Information, and also Ikadekbene Obodokara State Constituency Member, Honorable Jerry Otu joins us live on the program. Thank you very much for coming on the program, sir. It's good to have you. And I must also start by congratulating you. I mean, after the recess, a successful completion of your second legislative year.
Beautiful.
Truly a good milestone.
Yep.
And happy Independence Day.
Thank you. Same to you too.
Well, a lot has happened during these 2 years in the House of Assembly, talking about bills, talking about the oversight. If you could just bring us up to speed with what these last 2 years has been like in Akwa Ibom State, the House of Assembly.
Thank you very much. It's been very interesting. For the past 2 years, we've done bills, motions, and God being on our side, things are happening. We are getting the benefit of those bills that were sent out, and the governor has given the consent on the ones that he has done. And you see, we as lawmakers, we are there to make sure that the bills that we send for consent, if the governor gives consent on them, is being interpreted by the judiciary, which is the third arm of the government. So for the past 2 years, there have been bills that have touched lives of people in the state, and that's where we have grown to the third year now. So on the third, we are just resuming the third session, which is our third year. It started on June 25th, June 2025. So we are moving on to get things going. And this current third session, which we began, I said, one bill has been passed out of 5 that we received. Okay, various impactful motions have been moved by various members in their various constituencies too, and they have been able to, make things to happen. The people are happy that they chose the right people to represent them. I mean, like for instance, see what's happening at the hospital situation where the governor has declared a state of emergency. Okay. That's because members have been able to do their oversight function, and then they are putting things in place where things are not right. They are correcting it. We don't go to wish on people or anything, but we just go to do our work, what we have been paid to do, and what the people expect. They expect positive representation. So those are the kind of things that we have been able to experience.
Indeed. Well, the 2025 supplementary budget was recently sent to the House by the state governor, Pastor Omoino. And of course, it received accelerated attention, passed through the first and second hearing readings. Right. And if you could bring us through some of the components of this particular bill and why it is important at this time.
Okay, the proposed supplementary budget It's totaling the sum of 695 billion was received by us, okay? And that was on Tuesday, 28th September plenary. Then the essence of the proposed supplementary budget is to allow government to allocate funds to expenditure to cover in 2025 approved budget. The supplementary budget is made up of recurrent and capital, where the recurrent is 125 billion, while the capital is 596 billion. And when we total that, you see, to bring us to 1.65 trillion, that will be the budget size for 2025. Okay. And you know the reason why we have to add this. There are a lot of things that have been added, and the government, they had 700, Pastor Moeno has done over 700 roads, and we have to increase up to 1,000.
Yeah, he just announced that he's increasing up to 1,000.
Up to 1,000. So that requires a lot of money too. And you know, prices of things are increasing by the day. They are skyrocketing. So with the roads, other projects that are coming up, even my own place, Ikotekbene, he has just approved the building of the modern market, the international market, which will have the same status of like the Alaba market. Okay, so that will take a lot of money to build, because it's going to be, and I pray with God's grace you should be able to finish it before his final term in office.
When you look at Akwa Ibom State now and talking about budget implementation, do you think these last 2 years has shown that the state government has been able to effectively implement its budget?
Yeah, at least done enough. Yeah, they have.
All right. Well, your primary mandate, of course, is ensuring that information is well circulated and managed within the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly.
Okay.
How has that task been coming through for you? Has it been effective enough? I mean, when you look at the terrain that we operate in, and the task of ensuring that the relationship and synergy between the legislature and the executive flows as smoothly as possible, have you been able to discharge those task activities as effectively?
It's nice that they brought the Power Summit.
All right. Before we talk about your constituency for a bit, I'd like you to look at the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly and the executive now. There's been relative peace.
Yep.
And if you were to compare that with some legislatures outside the state, you would see that Akwa Ibom State has actually fared well. Now, what do you think is the reason for this harmonious, cordial relationship between the executive and the legislature? Is it that there's something that we do not know that is actually working effectively and creating this kind of synergy? Or is there something to be scared about? I mean, some people have the opinion that when the legislature and the executive are so cordial in their relationship, it might be difficult for checks and balances. How have the legislature been able to handle that or address that?
Okay, first and foremost, I have to thank Speaker, Right Honorable Dema Otong. He's a good father. He's directing us well, and with the relationship we have with him, we are passing that to the executive. If the Speaker was not doing right, members will not agree with him. And that's where you would have seen the other way with the executive. But since he's directing and he listens to our complaint, he takes it up to the governor, and the governor, at least in a nice way, he tries to respond to those issues. So definitely, it's like in politics, I don't want to say, you scratch my back, I scratch your back too, as one of my political grandfathers would say, the Commissioner and Sikarekong. So we are all happy. We want progress of the people, because we don't want to start fighting and making unnecessary. There's no issue for us to fight. Whatever the governor wants, he presents it, and what we want, we also present it and tell the governor, let's do like this, so that these people, the the people that voted us in will be interested again next time. They will say, okay, fine. And we are sure that with the good work that the president is doing, you know, His Excellency Tinubu is doing a good job, and we have to also represent here in Akwa Ibom. So any state that is not doing same, well, they'll have them. So they have their leaders to blame. But we don't want. We are going to be held accountable for every action that we take here by our people.
Indeed, Honorable. Well, the Speaker emphasized unity at the return from recess. He says this was the way to go towards ensuring that the House of Assembly is able to discharge its duties as effectively as possible. How do you see this affecting the quality of oversight that the House members embark upon?
Oh yes, because unity in the sense that all members, every member of the House of Assembly is the chairman of one committee. Some are even lucky to have two committees that they chair. Okay, so even when we were at recess, we still had the oversight function. We still went to work. You know, we still did our bid at various committee levels, and that's what is bringing the product. That's what, because we will do that so that the people will know that, okay, fine, we have really seen our members, like the hospital things, you know, for instance, that they visited the hospital in Ini, you know, and other places. They came to Ikot too. That was during the recess. So recess does not mean that members are going to sleep. We still work. It was a recess, and then the work was going on at the committee levels. And that was very impactful too, because the people they're getting the report.
All right, talking about your constituency now, Ikot Ibom, moving forward, the people are, of course, still like Oliver Twist, still looking up to you and wondering what is up in his sleeves now and what are we expecting. Are there new things that you are planning catering to your constituency?
Yeah, like we are going to go into Oborokara now to do same models, same school. Okay, by the light of His Excellency has also given my own village model primary school, which work is ongoing now. And then I've told you we are the international market that is coming up also in Ikot Ibom.
I think those are some of the footages being displayed.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent.
All right. Well, looking at all of these lofty activities, now the third legislative year is here, and I'm sure there's a lot of work before the House of Assembly to be able to accompany and discharge its duties as effectively as possible. What are those areas that you see the House of Assembly attending to as we move into the third legislative year?
Well, yeah, the year is just, I'll call it, we're just entering the year. We have to come out with our calendars, and these are things that will make the people, we have to be on a fast track now, because we're about winding up, you know, before the election thing will start coming and distracting work again and stuff like that. So we have to come out with our calendars and put up, make sure that the governor will do his completion of his project, sites that needs to be, you know, put together. And, you know, we are having conference centers being put up, which are going to be having a lot of international conferences coming into Akwa Ibom. And, you know, our international airport to the wing, in a couple of months, I'm sure we are going to open to the public too.
Well, talking about elections, a lot of people, a lot of areas in not just Akwa Ibom now, talking about Nigeria as a whole, there's been a lot of distractions. People are already talking about 2027. Is the House of Assembly in any way distracted?
No, we are not. No, we are not. We are serious with what we are doing. Nobody is talking about
2027 is still very far away.
Exactly. You have 2026. You are not. Why are you jumping? So let's do our work. What we are sent to do. Let's complete the eighth assembly successfully. You have to count 8 before you count 9.
Well, honorable member, I must thank you very much for coming. But then, just before you, I'd like to take your parting shot. What should the people of Ikot Ibom be expecting as we unfold.
Yeah, they are going to see, massive improvement in infrastructure that will come in. Oborokara was not really touched, but I know that from this term, that we'll be able to get into Oborokara aggressively so that we touch those rural areas. Ikotekpena is where I stay and I live, I always work from home, So Ikotekpena people are already putting smiles on their faces and trying to put more smiles now on their faces.
Quite interesting that you're staying in Ikotekpena. I mean, the governor has always emphasized on public office holders staying in the domain where they are actually elected to operate from. It's interesting to know that you are actually towing that line. Is that very important to you?
Yeah, it is. It is because it's a promise I gave them that I'm going to stay with them, and I'm staying with them. Because I keep on using that analogy that if somebody is having a problem of 5,000 and he borrows 3,000 to come and visit you, maybe you're staying in the capital in Uyo, and he comes, unfortunately, he cannot see you. He goes back home. His problem is no longer 5,000. His problem is now 8,000 plus. So I make it easy for you to come and visit me, and then we try to manage your situation if we don't solve 100%. Most cases, we do as much as we can carry.
Thank you very much, House Committee Chairman, Information, Oborokara State Constituency Member as well. Thank you for coming, Honorable Jerry Otu, for speaking to us.
My pleasure.
And we hope that the work that you do will continue to crystallize and bring hope to the Akwa Ibom people.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll do our best.
All right, thank you. So we'll take a breath. Thanks for staying tuned. That is a conversation we had with Honorable Jerry Otu, the Information Chairman in the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly and also member representing the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly for the Ikotekpene Oborokara State Constituency. Speaking to us on the Akwa Ibom State Supplementary Budget and, of course, the provisions it has for the Akwa Ibom people. And indeed, after the recess, 2 years gone and 2 years into the remaining of the 8th Assembly. Well, that's the size of Niger Delta Today. Many thanks for watching. My name is Xavier Robert. I'm wishing you a terrific afternoon.
And I am Siphon Ode. Good afternoon. Also wishing you a terrific afternoon.
Bye.